Nimble little minx, isn't she? Yeah, I just watched Ghostbusters. What's the difference between these two? Well, we're going to look at it in just a second. So as you guys saw on the channel before, I had the Nymble, the EMP Nymble come in, and it had some issues, mainly that there's a large gap here. I kind of got used to it on this knife, but I have got what's in this box, which is the Nymble X that came in. Now, I do like this better. It fits my hand better, but I'm not gonna even try to hide the fact that this knife has issues that this knife absolutely doesn't, and I've heard several people tell me they're having the same issue with their knife. So we're going to take a look at the differences. I mean, there's some obvious differences. This is a much bigger overall package, much more comfortable in hand. I like the blade shape a little bit better, but we're going to talk about a couple of the issues that I have with this one and that I had to rectify on this one a little bit. So yeah, let's go ahead and get the boxes and everything out of the way. We'll just do a quick side-by-side comparison. So back to back on these, you can see that this knife is just about, well, this one is coming in on the mat at just at 8 inches. And the Nymble, the original Nymble, is coming in just about 7. So it's about an inch bigger overall. You've got a much larger handle. You've got the same multiple points of deployment, which was one of the things I really loved about this knife. This knife is a lot of fun because you can front flick it. You can reverse flick it. You can back flick it, or well, top flip it, I should say. I can't. I'm not good at it. And then you had that really attractive partial fuller that looked like a pill of some sorts, big choil and stuff like that, with the really well done scales. You got all that on this as well. You have a full fuller that runs the length of the blade with the same aperture. You have the same reverse flick. You have the same front flip. You have the same chop flip ability on this. I mean, they are just basically the same handle and style of knife, just a little bit bigger, and this has a larger blade shape. Now, there are a couple things that I still don't like about it. I didn't like this in the first place on this knife. They have duplicated it on this one, and I have got a light that has got a serious issue. So like I was saying, you've got all the same things that you had on the first one. You have the same nice pivot. The action on this one is not bad, but we'll get to that in a minute. But like I said, the things that I didn't like on this are repeated on this. I don't like this really sharp lock bar cut out here where the tension is placed. I wish it was on the inside or chamfered because it is so close on that pocket clip that it's pushing that material down in your pocket. On this one, it was not as bad because the pocket clip was more off to the side and further down. So it's the same size pocket clip. I just have a light that's not working anymore. Same size pocket clip on a larger knife, which puts it in a bad position. Other thing that I don't like I said, that lock bar. The other thing I don't like besides this is there's such a big gap of space here, which on this one is not quite as bad as it was on the original Nymble, but on this one, it's a little bit broader. You can see it's a little bit bigger area in there that you're dealing with. So it just kind of feels like a wasted space. So you have a lot of wasted space on this knife with that. I mean, yeah, you get up on it like that. Yeah, but I mean, if you're going to have a finger choil, it just feels like you're so far out on this that it's not comfortable to get up in the finger choil. Even worse so, I think, on the larger than on the smaller. On the smaller one, when you do get up on the finger choil, it does not feel awkward. On this one, I'm surprised. I was hoping that I would get one of these and I'd be like, yeah, I love the bigger one better. I don't. On this one, it just feels like that was not thought out really well. This is too big of an area. It could have just been that this came and it was fun and it was flashy and it was new and it got my attention and I just didn't have it long enough to really dislike it. But when I got one in for lefty, I got used to that, and still, like, that doesn't bother me. Like, this knife, I could carry this so much easier than I can carry this one. Like I said, pocket in and out. Now, we're going to get into some stuff. There's going to be a little bit of scathing critique of this one, because this knife, the only reason this knife is as smooth as it is because I had to do some work on it, and it's still not perfect. This one all of the original Nymbles that I've gotten have been really super smooth and great. So let me get this out and we're gonna talk about the issues, some of the problems I have with this knife. And it's the same problem I've heard from now like 3 other people, and it's in a small group of 50 people. It's paying members. So that's a small group to all have some of the same issues. So let's get this out of the way and talk about some of the issues that I had with the larger version.
Guys, I hate to interrupt the video because I know we're having fun, but I do have to do the YouTuber thing and remind you that this channel is self-sponsored with all the affiliate links and stuff you see down below. Anything from knives, tools, EDC gear, and Blade HQ, anything, all the Amazon links, they all support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything at checkout. So I'll talk about that at the end of the video. Now let's go back to the knives.
That's the same light, guys, that the other night when I did that Monday night live feed, like it's been over a week for you guys. It's just last night for me. That's the light that kept going out. I think I burned it up. It just, I think it overheats. So I had some issues with this knife. When this knife first came, horrible lock stick, and you can still hear it. Listen close. It's still pretty bad. I did clean up the lock bar insert. I think what happened is, I think there's a little burr on this lock bar insert. I've taken it apart a couple times. I've just kissed it ever so slightly with a Scotch-Brite and a ceramic rod. It definitely still tries to lock up. So there was some pretty bad lock stick on this. And then there's another thing. There's a point here where it's, can you hear it? So I don't think it's the detent ball because it's well lubricated, but when you get to here, there's a tight spot. Almost like the pivot is not quite straight. Yeah, that light is ruined. It just feels like that pivot is not quite straight. So I don't know how that occurred. It could be that the pivot is off round, but it's only there. It's like you can feel it nice and loose, and then it's tight, and then it loosens up again. So there's a spot in the travel where it's tight. So which is kind of disappointing because the fact is everyone I've talked to this point, like I'm not calling anyone up to this point has not gotten a response from EMP. The problem I have with some of these companies that do OEM and they're not actually knife makers or knife companies, I don't think that this guy has a shop that he can offer services to correct this. So that would have to be something that he would have had to have prior worked out with his manufacturer. So I don't know who manufactured these. I believe that QSP did this first run. I don't know who did this second run, but there are some issues. You can see it. Like it catches in that spot. Let's see. You can hear it. So there's some issues with this knife, and I'm still trying to play with it. It could be a break-in thing, but when I put tension, a lot of times if there's a rough spot on the blade, you can correct that by putting some tension down on the lock bar and working it back and forth. But that has yet to even do anything to resolve the issue. So it doesn't feel to me like it's a detent ball issue. It feels like it's a pivot issue. And it could be a bunch of things, but with no guarantee of a warranty on something that was OEM'd, that you're going to be able to get it repaired, you kind of run a risk. I've always been real cautious about making sure that anything that I buy that was OEM'd is going to be from a company that I know, like Chris and Elliot over Fair and Forge. If they get something in that's OEM'd and it doesn't quite meet their specifications, they can try to repair it. I don't think that's going to be the case on this because I don't believe the guy at EMP Knives is an actual knife maker. The one that really drives me nuts is that lock stick. Like you can still hear it. This one is sticking. Like this one is definitely still sticky. And then that position in the middle where it's got right there, it just tightens up and then it loosens back up. Like something's not quite round. Sorry, I keep bumping that tripod. Yeah, man. So yeah, with all that, all in all, I'm not real super impressed with the Nymble X. And I think this had a fidgety funness to it. Like, would I buy this knife? I don't think I would. I know there's a lot of guys that love it. And it's, like I said, it's an awesome tool. It's been done. It's been well thought out, the deployment methods and things like that. It's really cool. I just don't think that this one is as good. And like I said, when you get up on it, you've got so much space in between, it just feels awkward. It does not feel good in hand. So you're not utilizing that knife the best way. And when you're up on it like this, there's that hot spot. So yeah, there's a lot of negatives. And then using the same size pocket clip and just putting that right above the cutout where material's getting caught in it. Yeah, just kick the tripod-a-thon. Like I was saying, just too many things with it that I find troublesome. I just can't get behind it. And at this point, after having some cooling off period, I don't think I would get this one either. Not because it's not fun and it's not well done. It's just not a knife for me at this point. So there you go, guys. The direct comparison between the Nymble XL and the Nymble X. The owner of these two knives is actually selling this one. So if you're interested in the original Nymble, let me know and I will get you in touch with him. But I think I'm going to offer it to the paying members first on the Gilded server. So we'll see how that goes. All right, guys, that's it. Let's turn this around and do some final thoughts.
Guys, that's it on this one. Kind of disappointed in this. I hope it's not a real prevalent issue. Kind of seems like it's going to be because 3 people out of 50 told me they had issues with them. Guys, that's it on the video. If you like the video, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. Please try to tell me why. I can't change the content if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, it's as simple as like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, hit the bell icon. If you do hit the bell icon, make sure you get notifications turned on your device. You will not get notified of the videos that go up 7 days a week now. Other ways you can support the channel if you want to do it financially, there are a bunch of ways. Down in the description below, I have a link to my membership. It's tier-based. Pick a tier that gets you what you want, but remember, everyone saves $5 off my sharpening service. Everyone has access to my Gilded server. If you are a baseline and premium tier member, you have access, you are automatically entered into the giveaways that I do on the Gilded server. And if you're a premium tier member, you have access to the sharpening tutorial series. I also have got a ton of affiliate links down below. Anything you purchase directly supports the channel. I have to buy a new light, so I'd appreciate it if you guys would absolutely use the affiliate links. It doesn't cost you anything. It supports the channel. I get a little bit of it. Check out. Final ways, I have a merchandise store on Ember Shirt Co. I set up a coupon code that works anywhere on Ember Shirt Co. And that coupon code is CrazySharp, capital C, capital S. CrazySharp, all one word. Saves you 10% at checkout. And if you take pictures of you wearing my merchandise, I will put them in a video. Guys, I love you all. Keep it clean in the comment section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I will see you in the next video.